Hi everyone, it's Lisa Joy Young and I am back and looking as crazy as ever. I'm excited to be doing another video for you, and I'm even more excited that it's going to be the Hunger Games. Oh my gosh, I loved the books and I'm so excited to see the movie. So whenever I'm excited about a design, I like to do like matching makeup. So I've got my extreme girl on fire makeup going on. I contoured with black to make me look more like soot, more ashy, and I did like fire colored eyeshadow and red lipstick, and I'm all ready to go. All right, let's get on with the tutorial. All right, the first thing I'm going to start with is the center headpiece, and what I did is I printed up a bunch of the little Mockingjay symbols in the size I wanted. Then I cut out a whole one, and then I cut like a little stencil at the outline like that. It's horrible because my X-Acto knife was so dull. It was basically ripping the paper. So this is just going to give me like a general idea. I'm really going to have to pretty much, you know, paint it myself. But I'm going to be using the same technique as I did in my Buffy the Vampire Slayer video. If you haven't watched that, go watch it, because I'm going to be using the same techniques, a lot of the same techniques in this video. So, okay, I'm going to start by putting the circle right here. Okay, I'm just going to make sure that's in the center of my forehead and powder around it so I know where to paint my circle. So there you go. All right, now I have a split cake that I made. In the middle here, it's really hard to see, but there's a yellow, orange, and red. I loaded that onto my, gosh, I don't know what size this is, a 1/2 inch square brush. And I'm going to make a circle with the red on the outside. So I'm just going to press down and twist my brush. Let's see here. Trying to make as perfect of a circle as I can. Okay, so that's not perfect, but it's good enough. And if you have one of those circular sponges, I don't know what they're called, those Dopper, you know what I'm talking about, Maxi Mop, whatever, that would make this a whole lot easier to do. All right, now I'm going to take my horrible little stencil that I made, and I'm going to place that right over the circle and make sure it's facing the right direction. All right, and I'm going to powder over this as well. Okay, so just all around it. Okay, so there's that. The first thing I'm going to do is the circle, and this is probably going to be really challenging because it's in the middle of my forehead and it has to be a perfect circle, but I'm going to try my hardest. So I have a number 0 round brush, Loew Cornell. All right, you guys, I'm done with the symbol on my head. Sorry if a lot of this gets cut out of the video. It was really hard to do on myself, and I wasn't able to concentrate on doing that and making sure I was in frame. So if a lot of it's cut out, it's because I just wasn't in the frame. So I'm sorry about that. Also, I had to take my son to school in the middle of doing this. Yes, I took him to school looking like this, and the powder being on my skin for that long set into my makeup, so it's not really wanting to wipe away now. So oops, if you use that technique, make sure that you do it quickly and don't give the powder any time to set into your makeup or the paint. I had to go in and brighten the paint colors because the makeup or the powder just wouldn't brush off of it. So keep that in mind, or you can always cut a stencil where you can just pat the black on, and that's probably more ideal. My knife wasn't sharp enough to do that this time, but okay, moving on. All right, so I'm gonna get started on the flames. You can see where I already tried to do one and messed up and had to wipe it off. So today is just not my day. Hopefully it'll work out this time. What I'm going to do is start at the corner of my eyebrow, and with the red up, I'm just going to sweep this in, come up, and end at a point right there. Now from a little further down, I'm going to bring this flame out far and then bring it up into that one. All right, now I'm going to start down here at my eyebrow, and I'm going to curve up this way and bring that one going the opposite direction. I'm going to bring this up and frame that just like that. Now I'm going to connect the bottom of my flames, and how I'm going to do that is I'm going to match up my yellow to yellow, and I'm just going to do a loop, okay? So I'm connecting these two with a loop like that, and then I'm going to do the same thing down here. Well, I'll just color that in. And here I'm going to do another loop, so loop it up into it. And then just drag your brush down and kind of blend in the bottom into the eye. Alright, so I got the shape of my flames. I tried to get them as symmetrical as possible, but if you can't, that's okay, because flames aren't perfect, obviously. They're all different. Now I'm going to outline. I'm going to take a 0 brush and some black, and I'm going to try to be as light-handed as possible with this, and maybe get a little bit of shading in there too. Alright, so wherever my lines curve, I'm going to make the outline a little bit thicker there just to add interest and to give kind of an illusion of a shadow. Alright, so I'm going to start really light, push in, and then end super light like that. This flame's going to be in front of the rest, so I'm just going to start at the thickest point, and then end, and then go up a little further to create a point. Like that. Okay, and I'm going to outline these two, and how I'm going to do that is just start here, thicker at the curve, come up, and remember this one's going behind that one. So I'm not going to do the outline over that. And while this paint is still a little bit wet, I'm going to pull down like this just to create interest and shadow. And I'm just using a dry brush, alright? And you want the shadow to come down the longest, right in the middle. So I'm just going to continue my line up and end in a point. And the same thing over here. Start a little thicker and end in a point. And as you can see, I'm kind of dragging my black point quite a far ways off of the flame to make it look a little more snaky. Okay guys, I finished the flames, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a clean, damp brush and attempt to pull some lines down to make it look like there's a shadow. Okay, and just bring that down. Okay, now I'm going to attempt to do some Mockingjay Wings, and they're black and white, so I think they're black on the top, and then on the inside of the wings they're white. So I'm going to do one layer of black wings and then one layer of like white and gray wings. So I'm going to use the same number 8 filbert brush, and I'm just going to load some black on it. Alright, I'm going to keep the brush relatively dry so I have good control of it. This brush tends to get really big when it's wet, so I'm going to keep it pretty dry. And I'm going to start right up against my flame here. And I'm doing the wings the same way I did in the Buffy the Vampire Slayer one. So I'm going to start on my point, hug the flame, flatten it out, and end. Alright, now I don't want to go all the way because I'm going to have my white feathers there too. So I'm going to do another one. And Another one here. And I'm just kind of twisting my brush as I drag it to create that shape. Now right here I'm going to have one that goes down to help kind of frame my face. So I'm going to have it be a little longer and curve around and come up like that. And now they're going to get smaller and go in towards my eye. So smaller, and you can go back and like, see I didn't get the point enough there. Let's go back and fix it. I'm going to continue on. So go a little higher, flatten it, a little higher, flatten it, a little higher, and I'm going to go all the way up into my eyeliner. So if you're doing this on a teenager, just make sure to line her eyes. So just keep going right up into it. Okay, so there's my black stud wings. I'm going to go do that on the other side. Okay, so I got all the black wings set down, and now to add a little dimension, I am going to be using some silver. You can use gray if you have gray. And I'm just going to kind of flick this into highlight at the tops, and it'll help to separate out the feathers as well. So I'm just going to kind of flick it in there. And it's not showing up at all. Okay, let's try again. I got some gray or silver, and there we go. And you don't want it to be, you know, too bright, because these wings are supposed to be black. So you just want to add a little tiny bit of highlight in there, and you want them to really contrast with the white feathers we're putting in. So this subtle highlighting is perfect. If you are doing this at an event and you're doing it on a teenager, I would probably suggest just doing quick teardrop wings, like a layer of black teardrops and then a layer of white teardrops, and call it good. Right now I have that silver on my brush still, and I'm going to use it to do the background of my white wings. And I'm just going to have these have a rounded tip just because it's easier. I'm going to start here at the longest one. And I'm going to press and fade up and touch it right up into the eyeliner right there. And then just keep doing those all the way to the inside. Okay, so I have that silver background, and now I have a number 6 round brush with some white paint. Get it loaded up really good. And I'm going to do the inner feathers as teardrops. So I'm going to start with the biggest one here and just flick in. And I like how it's, I don't know if you can see from there, but how it shades to darker inside. I think it adds good texture. And then keep going up. Like that. Alright, so that's it. I really hope that you guys liked this and that you can use it or a version of it at an event soon. And for those of you who requested an Easter design on my Facebook page, I will be doing one soon. I just wanted to get this one done first since the movie's coming out. So I hope everyone's having a wonderful day. If you haven't done so already, please rate, comment, and subscribe, and check me out on Facebook. I'm under Lisa Joy Young. Bye!